What's going on, YouTube? My name's Andrew, and I'm an intern on the Technical Marketing Manager team at Red Hat Ansible. Today, I'll be going over Ansible Automation Platform 2.7, what's new, and how to set it up for your own use. Before we get into the installation, let's take a look at some of the new developments available in 2.7. For the first time ever, Ansible Automation Platform now includes a specialized builder for execution environments. So instead of manually configuring your execution environments through code, the Visual Execution Environment Builder abstracts that into a clean, user-friendly interface so you can deploy your environments and enforce consistency across your entire automation infrastructure. 2.7 also adds support for the AAP MCP server. This lets your large language model of choice manage jobs, troubleshoot issues, and more, unlocking an agentic approach to your infrastructure operations. Additionally, there are a whole host of other enhancements, including improvements to the Ansible Intelligent Assistant, Ansible Development Workspaces, and frameworks to involve MCP servers for AI-driven automation at every step of the way. Before installation, there are a few things you need to consider. Today, we'll be doing the containerized bundle installation, which requires Ansible Core for your installation machine. You can also use the containerized installer without the bundle, which is a much smaller file, but it requires registry authorization. You'll also need a dedicated non-root user on your managed nodes, which should be running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 9.4 or later. If you want to seed Automation Hub content collections along with your installation, 32 gigabytes of RAM is required. If not, only 16 will be required. A 4-core processor and 60 gigabytes of disk space are also minimum required. Make sure you also have a manifest file ready for post-installation to automatically apply your Ansible Automation Platform subscription. If you don't have a subscription, you can obtain an official 60-day trial subscription or a 1-year developer subscription for individuals to manage up to 16 nodes in your home lab. Now, let's get into how to install Ansible Automation Platform 2.7. First, you need to access where you'll be installing AAP. I'm going to use a blank slate EC2 instance running Red Hat Enterprise Linux 10, starting from scratch just so you can see how it can be installed on a fresh machine. SSH into it and make sure Ansible Core is downloaded. Next, download Ansible Automation Platform 2.7 from this link in the description. There are plenty of download links for different ways to install, but I find it easiest to just download the bundled installer. I'm running this installer on a separate EC2 instance just to demonstrate, but make sure it has Ansible Core installed. Now, we can extract it and drop into the installation folder. Here, you'll see a few files, but the one we're looking for is inventory. Your inventory may be different from mine since I'm using a growth topology, and more information on that versus the enterprise topology can be found in the description, but the gist is still the same. I'll use the inventory file name for my inventory regardless of topology, so the command is going to be the same for you. Add your hosts, which in my case will be the same for each, but in your case, you might want to put separate host names of the machines you want to run your gateway, controller, event-driven automation, etc. on, which may be different. You can add separate auth and databases as well, which depends on your use case and your configuration. Below, you need to set a username and password for your hosts and link them to a database. And if you need registry credentials for managing private execution environments or Red Hat registries for online installation, those could go under a field called registry username and password, and documentation on that will also be down in the description. Now that we've set our inventory up, we can just run the installation playbook with Ansible. If you end up running into some trouble on some steps, the error is almost always with your inventory setup. So I would make sure that you put valid host names and credentials for your servers and just try running it again. Don't be concerned if it takes a while, especially if you're seeding your Automation Hub content collections. Alright, let's check on port 443 of our gateway host to make sure that everything works. Just drag and drop the manifest file here, and there are some other options for activating your subscription that don't require the manifest file. Make sure you read the end user license agreement and then click through to finish your installation. Now, as you can see, everything's set up and ready to go. Thanks so much for watching and happy automating.